He said it in all the interviews. He said he's not gonna go past 6, and it's gonna be a body shot.
But a straight right to the body, I haven't seen that in a minute. I can't even think of a straight
and you know
right
what?
to the body.
And he could hit you there whenever he wants. We practice that thing all the time, and he could hit you there in the same spot all the time. But his best body shot is the left hook to the body. He loves to do that. I mean, it looks pretty.
Do you feel like Teofimo's getting the rounds that he needs? Because he's dropping these fools early night. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, like, anybody could tell, man. You can't do celebrations and the stuff that he does right after a knockout. When you're doing it on the 5th round, 7th round, you could see the energy in him. You could tell that he could go another 7, 10 rounds.
He ready for 12 rounds or something?
Yeah, of course he is. Come on, man. There's so much energy in him still left. I mean, the fight was already done after the first round. My son has not lost 1 round since he started, in the pros. I've never seen him lose 1 round. He's always won every round. So, I'm not about, I mean, he could take it a slow, like he could do what Shakur does and everybody does, but he just doesn't like to do that. He wants to give the crowd what they came to see. They want to see a killer.
Box. He's a killer.
No, he boxes. But he boxes in the pocket. He boxes in the pocket, but he's boxing. But he's boxing in the pocket. He's boxing smart. He knows what he's doing. He's patient, and he's dissecting all his fighters. I mean, you haven't seen that in ages, man. You know what I'm saying? What this kid is doing. And he's the best thing in the game right now. That's the way I see it. Not because I'm his father. It's just the way I see it, and it's like winning every round is not good enough for us. We wanna put up a show. We want the crowd to see somebody that's gonna do something different every time he fights in there. Because everybody wanna see his celebrations. Everybody wanna see his knockouts. Teddy Atlas ranked number 3 in the world. A guy that had never been dropped in 34 fights. Just like the other guy. What was his name? I forgot his name. William Silver. William Silva.
Yeah.
He had never been knocked out. We fighting guys that in like his last 4 fights, he's probably got like maybe 150 fights with about maybe 4 losses. So it's just amazing. We're doing that at an early age, early stage. Early fight
Very early
round, you know what I'm saying? With like 13 fights, this kid is already global. Everybody's learning about him, and that's what we bring to the table. I mean, this kid's gonna be world champion with 14 fights. It's crazy. I mean, Lomachenko did it because Lomachenko had 2 gold medals, and they gave him whatever he wanted, and he didn't succeed. On his first challenge as a world title, he lost to Salido. That's not gonna be us, A Lomachenko fight will be even easier for us because Lomachenko doesn't run. Lomachenko stays in the pocket. He comes forward, and there's no way that Lomachenko is gonna be able to take my son's power. That's where everything changes.
So that's
you understand?
My next question about the Lomachenko fight. Is he ready?
Of course we are ready.
And what advantages does he have against
the advantages we have is we got the pop, we got the experience, we got the speed, and we don't miss. Okay? Those are a lot of qualities my son has. What is Lomachenko gonna do when he gets hit with that over right hand? What he's gonna do when he gets hit to the body? A lot of people have never tested Lomachenko. A lot of people, every time they go in there, they're scared. They already lost the fight. My son's not like that. My son ain't scared of nobody. You could see it in his eyes. He's a lion. He's a tiger. And that's one thing I always taught him. I told him, listen, every time you fight, you gotta put a smile on everybody's faces. That's what makes you different. You always gotta entertain the crowd.
Considering both you guys are with Top Rank, is that a fight you want next?
No, we don't want that fight next because we want to build it up. I think, we're going to listen to Lomachenko. He wants us to get a world title. Okay, we're gonna get that world title and then come after him, and then he's not gonna have no excuses.
Right.
What is he gonna do? Is he gonna drop down to 130? If he does that, everybody's gonna find out that he's a coward, and I know he is. There's no. Listen to me. I know a guy when he's scared. Lomachenko was scared. When you tell people my son gotta have a title, come on. Salido gave him an opportunity. He had no title. True. What makes it different? True. What makes it different with my son? Because it's a young, hungry cat that's coming to get you.
So who are you guys looking to go take a title from?
We could take it from Comey. We could do the WBC. Mikey's not coming back down. I don't think so. And if he does, we'll fight Mikey. Baby, we'll fight anybody right now. We just want Lomachenko. Before we get out of the 135, I want Lomachenko. Is he that important? Yes, he is, because that will make my son so much more powerful in terms of mega fights, in terms of making him the next Manny Pacquiao. That's what Top Rank needs. Top Rank needs another Manny Pacquiao. They don't need a $2 million fighter. Lomachenko's been at, 6 years with Top Rank, and he's not a pay-per-view seller. My son was already on pay-per-view. Lomachenko needs my son more than my son needs Lomachenko. At the end of the day, everybody want to see. Everybody believes in my son. Everybody believes that my son could beat Lomachenko. Everybody want to see Lomachenko fight somebody that's a threat.
He said at the post-fight interview that this is his last time co-main eventing.
Who's that? My son?
Teo, yeah.
Oh, of course. You could see the whole crowd, man. We sold that arena. We sold it. I mean, there was not one person in that crowd screaming for my son. It was packed. Everybody was there for Terrence. Terrence is one of the best fighters in the world. We understand that. But when you're the co-main event and people are getting up and screaming for you, and it's a sold-out crowd, I mean, you already know he could sell the Madison Square Garden. Everybody knows that. Especially if we get the right opponent. This kid is making noise like back from the Mike Tyson era. He's hungry, he's coming, he brings a fight. People don't want to see people boxing, going backwards, man. Those things. That's why they booed a lot of the fights on Saturday. We stole the show. I mean, he was a technician in there. He made the crowd excited. We started winning from the first round, breaking this guy down little by little. It was a little bit hard because the guy was boxing. He was, fighting backwards, so it takes a little bit more time because you got to cut the corners and you got to pick the shots. But right after the fourth round, I knew we had him. And you could hear me. You could hear me when I told him right before going out in the fifth round. I told him, we got this kid. We got him. You got him. Just go, go and get him now. And he got him in the fifth round. And he called it out. He said that he was going to knock this guy out with a body shot.
You were one of the most passionate, supportive fathers in boxing. What motivates you?
That I see what's happening and I believe in it. I truly believe in 100% with what I say. I believe in it. It's not a hype. It's not I'm not faking anything because he's my son. And I just admire the kid. The kid is real. So it makes it easy for me, And everything that I've been saying a year ago or a year and a half ago when he started is happening. So I don't know. I believe a lot in the universe, and I'm very passionate because I really truly believe there's nobody better than him. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's gonna be able to carry all that weight on them. He's just unstoppable. He's just like we haven't even been tested yet. Mm-hmm. You haven't even seen this kid get hurt. In like 5 seconds or 10 seconds. It's like nobody has even put a challenge on him for him to even box, go backwards and box. He could do that too, it's so easy for him that as soon as the bell rings, he's coming right at you, right in your face, and we haven't seen that since the Mike Tyson era, and people are excited about boxing. Boxing is coming back, and a lot of it got to do with Teofimo Lopez.
Now, Richard Comey isn't available. Who would you guys like to fight?
We could fight Luke Campbell. You know, Luke Campbell will be a good fight. You know, my son sparred him before, so we know what we're getting into. Is Luke Campbell gonna take the fight? You know, who's gonna take the fight? You know, we got the best company in the world, which is Top Rank. You know, so we could make fights happen. When I'm talking about money-wise,
right.
You know, they're ready. They're already investing in him. They know that this is the next big thing in boxing. So we don't have no problem with that. We can fight anybody we want. Money makes a lot of differences because what happens? The fighter will probably not want to fight my son, but the managers and the company or whoever is with the fighter will brainwash the fighter to take the fight. You know, because the money's so good that you can't just let it go. And that's why we signed with Top Rank, because Top Rank makes those things happen.